Alright guys, so today we'll be showing a counter from when the person do the hip or belt and arm control. Made famous, right, Professor, all over the world by the best ever, Roger Gracie. So it's a very challenging position for us to deal with when people have this control, as we showed previously on the live feed from Facebook and Instagram, what to do basically when you have it. But when somebody has on you first, it can be very challenging. But there's an amazing way for us to counter that, and I'm going to be showing to you guys right now. Professor, please. So let's say Professor already have it. Professor already have it. Like I said, very challenging, as you guys already know. So one of the things I try to do is to take advantage that he did this grip. And this allows me to actually grab on his too. But at the same time I do that, guys, I'll do two things. I'll step in an angle and I place my head in between his shoulder and his head. Sometimes his head is already connected to me. So as I hold, I bump my shoulder and I try to beat him by doing that. Okay? So again, here it is. I try to bump my shoulder a little bit when I do that little step, and then boom, here's my head, and now I'll hold his shoulder on the other side. On the other side. So this is kind of like we get 50-50 now. That's the idea. I'm not going to have him only being advantage. Okay, in advantage. So here it is again. I step, I bump my shoulder, I position my head, and I control his shoulder here on the other side. So now, guys, pretty much what I'm doing is a change of level and a dive. So when I change the level now, guys, my left knee goes in between like a penetration shot as I swing my head out right there under his armpit. So now as I'm pulling the arm and I'm dumping the shoulder, all I need to do is my right leg to keep helping on the drive, and I'll be finishing in side control all the time. So in the event that I cannot disconnect his head, this also works, but I need to be a little bit lower on my level. So he connects, his head is tight, so I'm not able to do that. So be it, I'll grab it, I'll get in an angle, and I'll have to actually go really low to be able to pass the head. When I pass the head, look, I keep driving, pulling the arm, and I post, boom, and I finish in side control, and a lot of times, look, with the elbow up, and the arm triangle and other things can be coming really, really easily here. Okay, so Professor, how many times you saw people getting successful on that, right?
Lots of times.
A lot of times. And it's a concept that can be used standing. It can be used also from the butterfly guard.
100%.
Can be used from a bunch of different scenarios, you know. And then I think this counter is something that is really, really cool. First time I saw that was actually Xande Ribeiro doing this to the man Roger Gracie. I believe it was like the finals of the Worlds of 2006 or 2005, like something I don't recall. 2004 even.
Big,
yes, a big moment. So the idea here, guys, is to try to make sure that you get a little more equal and not in such a big disadvantage that you were before when you had that. Okay, so this will be the takedown part for you guys to train on the next 2 days, advanced students and students from the black belt program, so GB2 and GB3. And I'm about to show now an attack from the mount position of week 16. Stay tuned. So guys, as you saw on the previous Facebook and Instagram live feed, we have been working a lot on the mount position and having the chokes done by your own lapel. So let me go ahead and open here. Make sure to show my belly. So using the own lapels to do the choke. And this is very good when the person is actually hiding the lapel. There's a bunch of people that defend the mount in a bunch of different ways, like we said before on the live feed. Most people like to cross, but a lot of people like to keep it here because they think they have a little more options and dexterity with the arm. Okay, so the situation here, guys, today will be this. I'll be trying to do the same technique you did before. So lower your mount, to kind of calm the hip of the person down, and you're going to be shifting your weight a little bit side to side. When you shift your weight to your left, your right hand will naturally go to his chest. I'm not going to try to force my way, I'm just going to go to his chest. And even if professor keep the hand really tight to prevent the collar, I'll kind of like use my arm as a car and push over the shoulder. Okay? So when I hold him here, I'm not doing anything yet. I just have the lapel there available. I'll be playing with him. He's still tucking everything here. I'm playing with him. I'm trying to get the lapel and go, but let's say he feels the threat and now he goes with both arms under, holds me tight, and get the head really tight. Guys, it's funny, but it's hard for me to finish when he does that. He grabs me like this tight. In this, you see a lot in MMA fights, people don't want to get punched or elbow, but this in Jiu-Jitsu also bothers you. Okay? So if you feel that it's a challenge for me to pass the lapel to the other side like we did in the previous technique, I'll actually put the hands on the top of his head and slide my knee up to a high mount. Once I do that, guys, look, the hand goes immediately here. Don't get me wrong. He'll have the head tight and follow me. So I don't have a lot of options. Okay? So now it's all about shifting. Okay? I'll be shifting my weight to the left and to the right. When I shift my weight now to the left, what happens is that my right leg gets a little lighter, and I'll actually stretch it and step it on the ground just like that. Now, this is probably the most challenging part. This hand, my right hand, also is on the same side of the leg that I'm posting, goes behind my leg, so I can bear all my weight in there, and then I do the same thing with the other leg. It's tight on top of me. He's a stubborn guy. He doesn't want to let go. I can choke him. I can punch him. But here I'm putting a brutal pressure on his chest. Now what I want to do is this. Let's say professor's facing his head to my right. My left hand goes as a frame, and I try to get on that little space that I always will have. And now I shift all my body weight to my right hand. Everything. And look what I do with this knee. I bend the leg, and the knee pinches in as my forearm pushes his face. You always break the grip in there because of the pressure that I'm doing on the chest and on the shoulder. And look, guys, when I do that, I fall on the X mount, and the arm is right under my armpit. Immediately what I'm doing here is this. Keep all your weight on the right arm, and my hand goes behind my knee. Ideally, you'll be shifting all the weight without falling, and as I step, look, hand on the knee. All I need to do now is to do an elbow closure, and I have a super, super tight arm body. So let's go over again. The whole idea here, guys, is options, okay? This is a drill that you can practice at home on a carpet, even on a little harder surface if you're a little tougher. So there's no problems for you to practice this technique anywhere. And the whole idea is to have an option for the two previous attacks that are really, really effective. Actually, it's very hard to defend from all this, very tough attacks. Okay, so low mount, hands on the floor. Shift the weight to the right, hand on the chest. When the hand goes to the chest, like a car that goes over the shoulder. My lapel was already open. I'll grab the lapel and try to play around, but he's blocking everything. Okay? So when I feel that's going to be a challenge or I'm getting there, he holds me under with both hands and make everything tight, so it's hard for me to pass the collar to the other side. Now I put the hands on his head, transition to the high mount. Post, post. He's connected to me. I don't have a lot of options. He's very strong. Shift your weight to the right, left steps. Shift the weight to the left, right steps. He's facing that way. So I'm attacking his right arm. He's facing my right, his left. I'm attacking arm. So post, frame. The frame can be kind of like on the shoulder, the head, the chin. And guys, he's not pushing, because pushing not gonna do anything. It's leaning everything, and look at my knee, in. And I keep turning to the X mount. Okay, the arm falls there. You don't need to force the arm to be there. The arm will be there when you do it correctly. And you stop. This can be done no-gi very easily as well. Keep shifting the weight. I don't want to fall back. It's not the best option. The best option is to go perpendicular, pulsing the hand, and step. When I step, you hold, close the elbow, finish. Okay? So guys, thank you, Professor. There's always a big debate on mount position. Mount position and back position are the, how we call it, the top positions in not just jiu-jitsu but in fighting. Okay, from there's no other way to go other than the finish, or from one and the other. So instead of avoiding the mount, like a lot of people say, oh, Professor, a lot of people, right, Professor, they still say that, right? They say like,
I like side control.
Exactly, I like side control because it's harder to get out for the person on bottom. Oh, it's so easy to lose the mount. MMA fighters are saying this a lot nowadays. This is not the best way. The best way instead to avoid that is to actually get better on it. To make sure that you get in a mount position, that you understand the mechanics and the positions. Okay? How to make your mount not just deadly, but hard to escape as well. Okay? Go through that path. All right, guys, he failed the last one. But anyway, this is the first drill we're going to be doing. The techniques of the week, we're going to be kind of making the most important drills for it. Why the drills are great, Professor? Because the drills, you can sweat a little bit, and actually what? What else?
Help your timing.
Exactly, helping the timing. So the first one is going to be for the hip or belt and arm control, foot sweep. Okay, so remember, we're going to be flexing without stepping as you hold underneath. I break it. Once I break it, look, I want to make sure that I have a good grip to prevent his counter. And I'll actually have my hand on the triceps, pulling his arm across his body and making him come towards the best position for me, which is me with the head in between his shoulder and his head. The hand goes around the waist, and pretty much he feels threatened from this leg. What do? You walk away from the leg you want. So the drill will be pretty much, you can do 1, 2, 3, or just 1, 2 to make it simple. Step with the back one as you pull him. 1, 2. Back of the foot, go back. You guys can do this drill in a little faster pace. So go 1, 2. So you go again. 1, 2. Changing angles a little bit maybe. 1, 2. Keeping all connected, keeping the arm connected, keeping the head connected, and of course the hip connected. Okay? All right, guys, that counter drill, very good drill. Let me tell you, you're going to be sweating. You're going to make your legs stronger as well. Okay? Professor got me already on that very challenging position like we talked. Okay? And of course, it's drilling. We don't need to be super detailed the technique anymore because you already learned on the previous videos. But remember, connect. He grabs you, you grab. Step in an angle. If you can disconnect the shoulder, place your own head in there and the hand on the shoulder. This is from where the drill starts. Okay? I'll be swinging my body, changing my level. Left knee connects in between. Pull the arm, head goes on the outside. Change level. Swing your head. Penetration, step with the knee. Post. And then you come back from here again to save time. And you do at your speed, at your pace. So from here, 1, 2, 3. Sorry for that. Don't go too much too hard.
Too strong.
Don't don't make, sorry, don't make your partner fall on the hard surface, okay? Try to be a little careful on that. And you can do this drill, of course, to both sides. So it's a very good drill, very good exercise, and also great for your timing on the technique. So guys, pretty much what you did is a drill to get speed and agility on that arm bar when the person's holding you tight, okay? So the details you guys already learned, but I want to emphasize that this has to be done with a higher mount. It's very hard to do from here. Connect the head, go high. Everything gets easier when you go high, okay? So pose to the left, step the right, pose to the right, step the left, locate where the head is going. If his head is going to my right and his left, my left hand places, shift all your weight in there, knee pinch together, turn. You don't need to step the leg out over the face. I just need you guys to pinch your knee and make sure that the elbow is connected on their armpit. Then you go back. I do the same procedure, high mount, shift, post, shift. Now he's facing my left, his right. My right arm positions. Very important that when you're doing that, you need to post for shifting of weight. Very important. Your right knee pinches, you turn, and you connect. If you connect in here, you don't need to step, like I said. Very, very good drill. And guys, one really cool thing about this one, right, Professor? You can do exactly the same thing, you know.
Yeah, no change at all.
100%. You can do absolutely no change whatsoever. Gi and no gi.
And no change from no gi to MMA.
Exactly. Oh yeah, that's a great point, because in self-defense as well. Right. Because a lot of people will do that, and a lot of people still do that on the highest level, because it is challenging to get hit. It's very hard to hit somebody when they really connect, a really strong personal connection and hold you there. So this can be used in all varieties and facets of not just jiu-jitsu but fighting as well. Okay, hope you guys like it, guys. Get this content of this week, work hard, repeat, and remember, repetition is the mother of perfection in jiu-jitsu, right, Professor?
100%.
Yes.